You might be looking at the future of GPUs. A totally new architecture has been built because our guest today believes GPUs are suffering from tech debt. He could not believe how slow his wife's interior design software rendered scenes, particularly with how expensive Nvidia GPUs were becoming, and naturally commenced building his own from the ground up. Essentially, instead of one large monolithic chip, he's broken it up into chiplets, which allow you to scale your performance linearly. Want more power? Add more chiplets. This new way of building GPUs has been so successful that the company claims it is the fastest graphics processor ever. But is it true? There's only one way to find out, and that's here on ipXchange, where today we are joined exclusively by Darwish, CEO of Bolt Graphics. Darwish, thank you very much for taking the time to join me in the studio today.
Elliot, thanks for having me. Hello to all of the ipX subscribers.
Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm going to start with a big question because we love you here at ipXchange. What is the big issue with GPUs? Tell me.
Yeah, Elliot, the big problem with GPUs today is that they've been around for a long time. They were designed for customer demands 25 years ago, and those have changed. Those have expanded over time. And now it's time for, a new architecture and a fresh start, in the GPU space.
Right. Tell me about this architecture. What have you changed?
We call it architecture Zeus, and we've changed basically everything, all the way from the chip design to the system design, as well as the way it's put inside of servers and inside PCI cards. This was kind of important to do because, to be honest, all of our competitors, they're stuck building around what they've had over 25 years, a lot of legacy, a lot of tech debt. We don't have that problem, so we can take a first principles approach and solve the real customer problems today. Without having to worry about anything from the past.
That's so interesting. So you feel that the existing GPU market is sort of dealing with tech debt?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's what happens when you sell, tens of millions of units every year for 25, 30 years, is that you have this massive install base. They have expectations, they have demands for compatibility, and sometimes those kinds of requirements put a limit on how much performance you can really get out of the product.
Right. Okay. So all of our ipX subscribers, they're typically engineers themselves and are technical. So could we dive in a little bit into what is the true difference between a traditional GPU architecture and the Zeus GPU architecture?
Yeah, great question. So, what we've done is we've taken, so that there are historically two parts of a computing system. There's the accelerator and there's the processor host. We've taken the processor host, which is the CPU, put it inside the GPU, so we can run Linux on top of Zeus. We can also, run all of the traditional GPU workloads as well, except that because we've really optimized for the physical placement of the IP blocks on the chip, that we get much better performance in those kind of key workloads.
Right. Interesting. Okay, I want to know a bit more about the form factor of this solution now. So are you talking about it, or are you really doing it? And what I mean by that is, are you sort of the IP vendor, or have you actually got like a PCIe card that's ready to go into a motherboard today?
Yeah, we're working on designing PCI cards that will be in the market in 2027. So yes, we will go direct to customer and direct to enterprise with both PCI cards as well as pre-built servers. We're already working with actually some of the largest server vendors in the world to custom design rack mount servers with Zeus GPUs pre-configured installed inside of them. So we'll have both available. We do also license our IP in other markets, like in the mobile market as an example. We're not going to make a chip for smartphones, but our customers are going to do that as well.
Right. So it's all fun and games, to talk about a GPU, but I think at the end of the day, if you're going to enter this market, right, you've got to knock people's socks off. So what sort of performance increases are you seeing compared to someone like Nvidia?
No, you're absolutely right. It's important to be much faster. I think no one cares if you're 5% faster or 5% slower. So I'll have about two workloads. One of the workloads is path tracing. This is a workload that Nvidia GPUs historically are struggle to get good performance in. We're about 10 times faster than current Nvidia GPUs in that workload. And then there are other HPC centric workloads where we're hundreds of times faster than Nvidia GPUs, and that's really exciting because 100x is a massive performance improvement, but we're at 300 versus Nvidia right now. So that's a multiple orders of magnitude performance improvement there.
Yeah, I've been onto your website, and all of our IPXs can go there as well and see these bar charts that you've got comparing, to the most recent advancements in GPU. And it's like, time to do X, Bolt, time to do X, Nvidia, bang, like that. It is just, it's a night and day difference, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes a big difference. One thing I will say is also our benchmarks they're real world benchmarks. They're not theoretical performance benchmarks. So we, as an example, in the rendering case, we take a real scene, we render the scene, and we just measure the time it takes to render the scene on our hardware versus our competitors. And that's like what the end user experiences is how much time does their thing take to render, and that's the measurement that we share with our customers.
Right. And we sort of always aim for transparency on ipX. So what is sort of the disadvantage of this? Is it essentially that, okay, you're going so much faster, but you're using 10 times as much power as well?
No, actually, the power consumption in Zeus is also lower than our competitors, so we get much better.
So you've got better performance in select areas specifically. I'm sure you have good performance elsewhere, but you also have significantly lower power.
Significantly lower power, yes, and then that's like a first principles approach to GPUs. We can take out the things that consume a lot of power. We can really optimize.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's lower power, it's higher performance. It's also going to be lower cost because we've been clever in selecting the right supply chain. So we do win in all those areas. I'll say the only downside perhaps is that we're not in the market today. We want to be in the market today. We're still doing development on this thing, so it'll be available in 2027. But I really wish we could have some available today in the market.
Cool. How much lower power are we talking? Are we talking like run this thing on the edge sort of low power, or low power as in, okay, you might only need a 500 watt PC power supply?
It's a significant decrease in power consumption. It is definitely something where you can go on the edge. Like our lowest power consuming SKU will be 120 watts. It can be clocked down to 60 watts as well. So definitely in the realm of going inside of robotics, inside of the edge, in edge data centers, in people's homes, obviously naturally. But yeah, definitely much lower power consumption. It's important to protect the environment as well. So that's one of our core focuses, is to make sure that we don't increase power consumption over time as well.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, I'm sure if everything works as you say it does, we're going to see millions of billions of these things being produced, by 2030. And when they are, where are we going to see them? Sort of, where's the applications for your new architecture?
Yeah, great question. So we're going to see this kind of in use in the computer graphics world. So developing games, rendering films, also playing games eventually in the future will be done on Zeus GPUs as well. So we're working with studios on that. And then
cool.
also,
so this one's for gamers.
This one for the gamers. I mean, there's some very cool stuff I'll just put it that way. There's some very cool stuff we're working on with some studios. Though I think we'll
can't
be
say too much.
I'm talking too much. Yes, I shouldn't say.
Okay, but no worries.
No, well, so you'll see us in the consumer world as well as the enterprise world inside of data centers. A lot of our customers in the data center space are doing heavy duty physics simulations, supercomputer grade physics simulations that they really love the performance that we can bring to the table there as well.
Awesome, beautiful. Do you recommend people invest now, or is that insider trading we're talking?
I can't answer that question, but I will say, yeah, it would be a good. It's not financial advice, but it's a good decision to invest in both. Yes.
Yeah, cool. We're going to see that same sort of Nvidia curve go to this one. Okay. Well, now that I've talked to you, I don't think I can legally invest, but anyone watching this might be some good advice. Well, maybe we should leave it there before we both say too much.
Yes.
Darwish, thank you very much for joining me in the studio today.
Elliot, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. This has been fun.
Sweet ass.